Whew. Okay, guys, so this is going to be the first episode on the Paladin 2-3K. So, full disclaimer, haven't played Paladin in Keys or anything really since Warlord of Draenor, Mythic Prog, and Blackrock Foundry. I'm not the world's biggest fan of it, but this tank is considered one of the worst, quote unquote, right now. I don't know necessarily if I agree with that, but it does create weird situations. They were buffed recently, which is good, but I still think that Blizzard needs to do a little bit more. Give them a little bit more, because like playing, Brewmaster and Bear right now, I mean, you feel infinitely tankier. Bear, I can pop Bark Skin, and I will live forever. I mean, it's half time I forget I even have survival instincts unless I'm doing anything above a 15. So, but this is a Mattress Terrace run we did. I'm just going to talk about it a little bit. Now, there's two viable specs you can do with Prot Paladin. You can do Lightsmith or you can do Templar. Me personally, at least at the 270 item level area, I find Templar more fun. You do way more damage, and doing damage is fun. Now I am using crit wings in this build because I literally just went on Murloc IO and I saw what the top Templar was doing. I'm like, I'll give this a shot. See, this was the first dungeon I tried this spec out on, and actually liked it a lot. Not to say Lightsmith isn't good, but my damage profile was way higher, and obviously that's fun. But the point of this whole fiasco is to show that you guys can get 3K on any tank you want. You don't have to chase the meta. It is not required. Some people like to do that, and that's perfectly fine. Not knocking it. But if you're just a Pally main, or you're a Druid main, or you're a Warrior main, play whatever you want. This is a game that you're supposed to have fun with. You don't need to constantly re-roll. That's the whole point I'm trying to make. So, go ahead and let me increase the speed on this one. This group was decent. They were kicking, they were interrupting, they were, they weren't pulling threat. The DPS in this group were miles better than they were in runs I had done previously. So you had these really crazy burst windows where you can do a lot of damage on the pull, which falls off really fast, but it's definitely helpful. I feel like I still got a lot to learn, and I'm definitely not the best Prot Paladin for sure. But it's a good time, and I think that you can definitely reach your goals on any tank. I wouldn't be surprised to see them hitting 3.4s or even 3.8, maybe even 4K. Now again, that's like top of the top right now, but I mean there's not many players in that bracket anyway. I mean that's like title range. But if you enjoy Prot Paladin, there's no reason not to. I pull over on this side in here because I want to make sure that the DPS don't have to sit there and like run around the stupid void zones or whatever. And here was a big test to see how good this thing was for me. And when I did this pull, I was like, wow, this is like, I feel okay. I don't feel like super dangerous, but you do take a lot of damage really fast, and that is just how the class really works in general. But it's not bad, and I think by the end of we did 4 10s tonight. I think by the end of it, I was like 2,200. So I'll probably hit. A friend of mine is playing Holy Priest. who's normally in my main Mythic Plus group. He is our Miss Weaver. But again, this was fine. I was happy. I was like doing good damage. I wasn't worried about threat. All that stuff. So other than that, guys, not really much to say this week. Probably gonna try to stream once I get all 10s done. Right, I think the next key I have to do is Academy. Once I get all 10s done, I'm gonna go ahead and start working on 11s and 12s, get resilient, and then make the final push to 3K. And I don't think 3K is even hard to hit. Really, it's really not. But I think that it's a good point for most people, because most people, all they want is 3K to get that mount. Even though I was really disappointed this season with the mount for 3K, I thought it was pretty ugly. He's going to do another knockback, and then it's going to be orbs. Another explosion here, and orbs in the corner. And that is it. Single target damages per prot, I feel, is pretty weak, but I think the same. I mean, unless you're playing Brew and maybe Prot Warrior, single target damage is pretty bad, I think, for most tanks. So, but that's all for this week, guys. And then next week I will be either hitting 3K or I'll be really close. At least next week I want to hit Resilient 12. So, but that's all she wrote for this week, guys. I'll see you next week. Bye.